So, Fortnite Chapter 7 is here finally. There's a few things I want to talk about before I go into creative. And one of the things is that they fixed the Ferrari F40's wheel positions. That's huge, but they didn't fix the brake lights or the indicators, which, by the way, the reverse lights don't even work, unfortunately, because that's usually a thing that like the Fortnite cars have is they have working reverse lights, but this one doesn't for some reason. So I I have a feeling that they're just rushing cars here and there. Hopefully the DeLorean isn't rushed, but yeah, we'll see. Either way, of course they haven't fixed well, this UI sucks in general, by the way. They haven't fixed Phoenix's kicks compatibility, of course, and all the other stuff that I have yet to reiterate. But honestly, I'll just save it. I don't I feel like I should reiterate it, but like it's whatever. They should fix, however, this, because not only does this just suck in general, like, how the hell do I navigate through this? But if I were to, like, put it back to how I normally like it, when I go do this, it doesn't save. It doesn't save even when I'm doing this. Should at least save while I'm doing this. And also, if you have, like, something like all the way down here, try to go back up here, it's just such a pain in the ass to navigate for no reason. So like if you want to favorite something and the game doesn't consider you having it as a favorite for some reason, like you're just screwed. You're gonna have to go find it again because like I remember I favorited this. I 100% favorited this. But yeah, so oh I can't favorite kicks, but that's a personal reason. But yeah, this UI kind of sucks. I don't know why they thought of doing this instead of the old way, because now I can't do this for L2. L3 is L2 now for some reason. Like, there's just they make change for the sake of change for no reason. I really want them to revert this. Maybe they can keep this is fine, but it used to be just one button that was consistent. So like I don't know what's Epic's deal with making more clicks per button for no reason. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. They didn't get anyone to play test this, it seems. And this just sucks. Like, I don't want to complain too much, but like, they turned what was one button press into two now. Actually, no, because hold on. It's now one, two, or one, two, three. It's three if you want this one, which is the one you'll probably mostly use. And it's two if you want this one, the one that you'll also probably use more often for this. And it doesn't save. It doesn't save either choices, which I find the most ass experience ever. Because it just feels so cluttered when I can't look at all my skins. It's only showing me latest acquired, so I have to like scroll through everything to find my skins. And it's just very whack. So please at least fix that. And then the other thing is the emote wheel. It sucks too because you have to use R3 to navigate through it. So that means if I want to navigate to this, I naturally have to spin my character. So like that's cool. There's no better way to do that. Like, come on. And also, they removed favorites. They removed like categories. Like that's so bad. With this having to be done, you have to like scroll through everything you have. So you can't just go over here. Like this will take too much time. Like the other way was like easier, but like don't get me wrong, this is so fucking cool. this is awesome. I enjoy this. I do like this. I want them to keep this. But I want them to fix these two buttons right here to be one, fix the L2 and R2, and on top of that, they also need to just add back favorites and other stuff. Because, like, come on. That's just that's just a thing. So, yeah, now we'll switch to creative. So, I want to start off this part of the video by mentioning that they haven't given us the new heads-up display UI yet for creative, but I'm not, mad that they did it. But hopefully they change the squad mate's health bar, like either make it bigger or just revert it back to the position it is, and also of course make it bigger. And also for the minimap to make the timer, kill count, player count right back to the underneath of the map, so to the left, because I feel like they just did that to be, change for the sake of change, but yeah. Anyways, let's talk about the new guns. So, I'm in the first person camera, so this doesn't have any first person camera animations, unfortunately. Well, not really animations, but like rigging. Of course, this one doesn't also. And this is also very interesting, but either way, they didn't fix, like, any of the issues, so I'm not going to bother checking if they fixed any of the ones I've mentioned, but they haven't fixed like the most obvious and notable ones. However, the Enforcer AR that was added this chapter, uh, yeah, it just allows you to do all of this. And it still has, of course, the same first-person animations and first-person stuff as the other one, the tactical pistol. I think they just gave it like a little texture upgrade, but of course they also allow you to do the ADS. So it's very cool that they at least gave us the tactical pistol, because I do believe it's the only like pistol that Fortnite has that isn't mirrored. So that's very cool. However, the Hollow Rush SMG is something I want to talk about, as well as this gun. But first up with the Hollow Rush SMG. So it uses its ballistic icon, so that's funny. They didn't re-render this, but they gave it, of course, the hollow optic. They allow you to ADS reload. And it also gives you an HK slap, because this does have first-person animations, and it has the whole thing. It has everything. Has the crouching, has the sprinting, has the first-person animation itself, so I'm wondering if they're considering using this animation for ballistic, or if they're considering mods. But either way, the Deadeye AR. Now, at first glance, this looks like a normal, good-looking M16 AR platform rifle, but if you actually, like, look into it, as if I turn it to an inspect animation, uh, you can see it has an HK-style fire selector, which is very interesting. The charging handle is, like, pushed too far forward, as well as the carrying handle inherently, too. Like at the edge. It's missing that little indentation right above the magwell on the upper receiver. I know it has a name, I just don't know what it's called. The rear sight block is just a block. There's no rear sight for it. So, yeah, it's all just screwy. And also, the upper receiver just looks weird. It's supposed to have like this little curve that the like lower receiver has to go into the upper receiver, and that's just kind of it. And that's also where the charging handle should normally be above. There shouldn't just be like this circular thing that's just there. But ignoring all of that, this gun is also being considered for ballistic, at least I think, because it has sprint animations. And also, not only does it have the ADS thing, as every single gun this chapter does, but because it does, it has, albeit a buggy, first-person reload. So that's very cool. This is the only one that's proper, and this one is a little bit buggy with the magazine. And also you can do this. So that's very funny. So, The only final thing is these, and not much to show there, but it is very cool that we finally get, these. Now it's just along before we get these as one singular shotgun and probably via ballistic because we've gotten the dual SMGs, we've gotten the pump and dump, which added just this gun, and now we have these two guns as one. So, yeah. I bet you we're probably gonna have a short semi-auto that has something that you could probably buy during the buy phase, the first buy phase. Which I hope they don't do, but if this is gonna be added into ballistic, I feel like that's what they're gonna do. But hopefully they give it like 3 in the tube because I think 5 is way too much. 4 was way too much, it felt, but you can always excuse that one's in the chamber, but this should hold at least 3. And 3 shotgun shells and a semi-auto, I feel would be justifiable, maybe to make it bearable, because you have, 3 shots. So, yeah, that's about it for this video. Hopefully they fix some of the things, and hopefully they give this animation to ballistic, because this is very good looking. And also hopefully to the older one, which I have a feeling that's probably what happens. When a gun has busted animations for its Chapter 5 counterpart, that means a newer version of that is going to get animations, because it happened with, I believe, the Enforcer. The Enforcer was a little bit buggy, and then they gave it new animations. The Frenzy Auto Shotgun was buggy, and then they gave it new animations. So, yeah, it's like a small theory, but that's about it for this video. I have not much to talk about besides just if I wanted to reiterate things, and honestly, I'm just lazy, so I won't. So hopefully DeLorean comes eventually. Okay, I lied. I went to go check the differences between all basically the MP5s, and so I think what they do is they did like a little combination. They used the ballistic textures on the normal Hyper SMG because the fire selector is in the same exact position, which is the incorrect position. This is the correct position, but they also use a shorter barrel compared to the ballistic SMG, but it's still there. And I think they use the ballistic charging handle. Yeah, it looks like they do, but they're just kind of elongated it, similar to the Hyper SMG, but it's still the exact same. Like it's the exact same length, but it's like the exact same charging handle model. So yeah, it's kind of very interesting that they did that. So I don't know why they didn't just use the ballistic model through and through, but gave it like maybe a different charging handle. But this is like the correct size for the charging handle. I just think it's hard to make it look like you could HK slap it. But if they wanted to do that, they can just cut out a notch right there. I mean, or extend it a little bit forward because there is that little nubbin. That's all they need. So yeah, it's like a weird combination because it is the ballistic uh, texture, but it's using like a little bit of the Chapter 5 model with a shorter barrel for some reason, which uses the barrel and charging handle from the ballistic model, but they just elongate the charging handle because you can see there's no divot, and over here there's a divot. So, yeah. And also, there's no difference between these two, besides maybe like a longer barrel, but that just could just be me like trying to see something. Like I don't see a longer barrel necessarily, but I'm glad that there's a hit scan version of a Chapter 5 weapon that has unfortunately a new gimmick, so that makes it slightly different in some way. But hopefully they do that, and not put just a singular mod on it, because that's kind of gross. But I mean, either way though, I am happy that there is a ballistic, not ballistic. There is a hit scan version of a Chapter 5 weapon that isn't ballistic. So that's cool. But you can't mod it, but that makes sense. But I really wish you could mod it, so you know we could have both the modularity, but you can have either hit scan or bullet drop depending on what your mode desires. So yeah, but that's about it for this video, truthfully, this time.